Alright guys, so I know this isn't a video I would usually make. This is it's mostly just a complaint about things that have happened at the very end of my week-long vacation that everyone in my family really needed. Um so basically we had such a good time. We were in Florida. We drove to Florida. It was like a 20-hour drive, and we rented a car through Budget. And the car worked perfectly fine on the way there. It was perfectly good. Car was nice. Ride was nice. Um, we used the car all the way throughout vacation, driving around Florida. Uh, it really all went downhill the night we decided to leave. Um, we left our hotel and we were, driving down the highway. And basically, we got to the top of this bridge that was a really high bridge over water, and I'm pretty sure it was a bag, according to my mom, because she was the one driving, that hit our front left tire, and the tire got completely slashed and ripped open. We got a flat tire. I'll include a picture of it on screen. That's basically what our tire looked like. And so we pulled over to the side of the road, and we call roadside assistance through the credit card that was paid for, because we had like special insurance on there. And we also called the cops to get that thing out of the road. So also to include, there was another car in front of us pulled over, also with a flat tire, and they were behind us, so they thought that we were the ones that threw a plastic bag out the road, but we didn't. Why would we do that? But so the cop comes and he helps the people in front of us, because it was quite a few older people that were in the car. So we went over there and he helped them change their tire, and then he comes back to us. And this is one of the first flaws that happens, is we start looking for the spare tire. We take everything out of the trunk, everything that we had fitted, fold down the seats, and we start looking for the spare tire. We cannot find a spare tire in any of the places that it would be in the car. So then we start looking for the inflator kit, and again, there's nothing. The place that the inflator kit is supposed to be in is not there. It's just not there. So then roadside assistance comes, and he tells us that his truck is out of order. So he pulls up in this Ford Focus with the only thing being an air pump. No extra patch kits, no nothing, just an air pump. And the guy was super nice. No hate on him. He tried his best. He did everything he could. Tries to inflate the tire because he has to. It doesn't inflate at all. All the air is just escaping. I'll also include a picture of all the stuff on the ground that I had to take out of the trunk. So after that, the cop sits on the side of the road with us, and he's like, "Okay, we'll just wait. I'll call a tow truck, and it'll be towed through the police department, and we'll come and pick up your car. And then in the morning, you get a new rental car, and come get your stuff from the van," because we were in a minivan. It was 5 people. And so after that, the cop calls this sergeant, and he was like, "Hey, these people are in not such a nice area. Can I drive them to a hotel?" And the sergeant says, "You can drive them to this 7-Eleven at 11 o'clock at night, and see if they can get an Uber there." So this cop, he was so nice. He was so nice. It was the best situation we could have gotten with this cop. But we fit 4 people into the back of a cop car, and my brother up in the front. And this cop drives us like half an hour to the 7-Eleven. And while that was happening, me and my mom were trying to figure out if we can get an Uber or a Lyft or something just to get us to a hotel so that we're safe and we can sleep and like resituate ourselves. And there were no Ubers or Lyfts that were willing to take 5 people. So then we get to the 7-Eleven, no luck with the Uber or Lyft, and this cop calls in again. He's like, hey, the hotel's like 10 minutes away. Can I drive them there? And the sergeant said yes. So this cop drove us 45 minutes out of his way to a hotel, which is really nice. I'm happy that he was willing to do all of that for us instead of just leaving us on the side of the road or at a 7-Eleven at midnight to 1 a.m. and just abandoning us there, because that really could have happened and it would have not been good. So we get to the hotel, whatever, we sleep, and my mom starts trying to call Budget to figure out our rental car. She gets transferred like 4 or 5 times before we actually get to someone that says, oh yeah, we will send out an Uber for 5 people, and you'll get the ride to the airport to pick up a new rental car for free. And we were like, okay, cool. So we are waiting for the Uber, and again, no hate to the people, like the Uber drivers or the cop or the roadside assistants. They all tried their best. But this Uber that is supposedly for 5 people pulls up in a Honda Civic, like a new one, but like still, it's like we called an Uber for 5 people and it's a Honda Civic. And no hate to this guy, he was just doing his job. So we again cram 4 people into the back of this Honda Civic and 1 up front. We drive like 30 minutes to this airport, and we get the new car, which is like, it's an SUV. It was a Kia SUV, and it wasn't as big as a minivan at all. Like, we were figuring out, like, if we have to leave stuff, we will. And we get to the tow truck place. We get the car. We drive, like, another half an hour. It's, like, midday by now to this tow truck place. And my mom goes in. We're all sitting in the car. And the tow truck place tells her that since the car, the minivan that we had originally, was towed by the police, it is now technically impounded and owned by Budget, which includes all of the stuff that was in the car and in the back of the car is now owned by Budget. It is their property. Oh. So, also to give some context, we had 3 teenagers, my mom and her mom, my grandma, who needs diabetic medication and all of the other medicines that she's taking every day to like be healthy. So my mom is like stressing out. Everyone is stressing out. We've been all over the place in the past 48 hours. We just wanted to get home somehow. Like, we were supposed to like be home in like 5 hours of when we were still in Florida, like when we got to the tow truck place. And so my mom is calling Budget. She calls the main office that's in Florida, and they say, oh yeah, we can try to send a letter, like fax a letter saying that we can get our stuff. And my mom keeps getting transferred like 5 times. There were multiple times she'd get transferred, and then they'd just hang up. They just hung up on her. That happened, and then finally they were like, oh, if you call the local Budget, the one that you got the car from, they should be able to fax you a letter to the tow truck place. So my mom calls them, gets transferred a bunch of times, and then she finally gets to someone, and they're like, yeah, we can't do anything about that. We can't fax a letter at all. And so basically that became the realization that all of our clothes, souvenirs, and everything that was in our suitcases is gone. We just don't have our stuff that we brought on this vacation. So we end up driving around. We get plane tickets and we fly back to our home state with effectively nothing except for some chargers and our devices. It really just sucks. Like, we had such a nice vacation and all of our stuff is gone. So basically, that being my experience and my family's experience with budget, I would like to say that I just don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think. I lost a lot of the clothes that I would wear normally in summer, so we have to go and rebuy all of that. We're still like calling and trying to figure out what we can do to get our stuff back, and we're effectively not getting anywhere. So I am making this video to explain our experience with it. Hopefully we can get this video pushed out as far as we can to everyone that we can. Maybe get it to Budget themselves so that they can help us. And thank you for listening to my story, our experience of it. Please share this video if you can. We still haven't gotten our stuff back, and they want us to pay to ship it back, even though it's our stuff. And so thank you again, and I'll see you guys next time I have an update. Bye.